Ale tą dostał. Muszę się healnąć. Na kim by tu się healnąć? Na tym, nie? Tu. Nice.
So, have you mastered whistling?
That's how you do it.
Come on, folks.
Jest Iwandzia. Nasza ulubienica. Który pod kiecką? Kula.
I'm so glad to see you.
What about Michał? And her?
Thanks to me, the rest got out.
Move.
Ten widzi wszystko. Chyba, że zaplanował. I podrzuci nam szpiega.
Please, come in. No one should be alone at a time like this.
Emir, they killed Michał.
He is not altogether lost, remember.
I'm going to see Burke. The rest should know. Come on, Yannick.
The famous Madame Samira has honored my humble abode.
Thank you for taking us in.
You must be exhausted. Please go ahead to your rooms upstairs. I'll join you in a moment.
Are you coming?
I'll be there in a moment.
Właśnie. Ja najpierw tutaj przeszukam. Co tu jest ciekawego, nie? Siema, Littlefoot. Dobra, tu jest to. Karty pacjentów. Okej, nie. Okej. O! To jest w drugim pokoju. Tragedia? Czemu tragedia? Co się stało? Gazeta poranna. Sara się zwolniła. Nie mów. I była jedna. No i co ci powiedziała?
Please, make yourselves at home. The tea is brewing and it will do us all good. Madame must be the Thaumaturge Victor told me about.
Did I mention that?
For the time being, I'll assume we all have good intentions.
As for me, you have nothing to worry about, so...
No, czyli w sumie trochę wykrakałem, nie?
I trust her.
That's enough for me. Let's not waste time. Do not mistake this somber moment for one of peace. This isn't the calm before the storm. We're in the eye of the storm. Time is scarce, the risk is great, and the consequences will be irreversible. I trust you've got the Black Grimoire already.
Tak.
What do you think threatens us?
You're a wanted fugitive, so detainment, interrogation, and probably the noose. And you, miss.
The noose. They won't waste time interrogating me.
Why don't we move on from doubts to solutions?
The solution is to combine all of our individualities. Separately, we're all too weak. But if we form a pact, its consequences might reverberate throughout Russia, possibly even all of Europe. Who knows, maybe that way we could save not only our own necks.
What about Wanda? Aren't you afraid she'll seek revenge?
Yes, and that revenge will push her to extreme measures. But what we're trying to build might save her from downfall. It's one of the reasons that time is of the essence.
No, niestety. No, panie, no takie życie jest, nie?
I got my father's grimoire back. It was where we both expected it to be.
Have you studied it yet?
I've browsed through it. My father somehow managed to conceal the meaning behind written words. I can feel that it's there, but it keeps slipping away.
I think the combination of our powers might solve your problem.
Can you tell me what we're talking about exactly?
Before he died, Stanisław Szulski created a hypothesis upon which he tried to use the full potential of Thaumaturge's mental bond.
You mean peeking inside each other's heads? That is not arcane knowledge.
Szulski believed that connected Thaumaturges could share their powers.
It's still just a hypothesis. How can we verify it?
Only through an experiment, I presume.
Let's not waste any more time. What else do we need to form such a pact?
First of all, a fourth member. The other one you mentioned. Who is that?
The only one that comes to mind is Ariel Rofe.
He crossed my mind too. Do you think he could be useful with the reputation he has? He hasn't shown up at the Różiec much lately.
Do you know him well?
Not personally. People talk about him in the neighborhood. Sometimes more, sometimes less. Don't give it too much thought. Needless trouble.
No, Littlefoot, no. Ty tam i tak zarywasz do każdej.
Do you know where I could find him, if not at the bazaar?
I know he used to live somewhere in the heart of Mirów. Maybe there.
The bizarre Thaumaturge.
I'll bring him here. At least I'll try.
There's also the question of that Rasputin.
After what happened at the church in Praga, I won't have anything to do with him anymore.
But he's been in your head. We don't know what kind of knowledge he might have gained there.
How do you think I should resolve this situation?
It would be most imprudent to let such suspicious people inside your mind for too long. Any carelessness may cost all of us dearly. If you're still bound to him somehow, I'm afraid you'll have to end it.
Yes. Tell him it's not him, it's you, and so on. Remember, this is no longer a question of only your noggin.
Madame, the tea is ready. I have to go down now. Good luck, Victor.
Wydaje mi się. Ale też to jest 100% dozwolności, naprawdę. No. Trzeci akcik, ludziska. Trzeci akcik, pięknie. Okej.
Did you come to check on me?
Would that be wrong?
Your resistance girlfriend won't mind. It's a rhetorical question.
What actually convinced you to run away with me?
A woman without secrets becomes vulnerable.
Let me guess.
Surprise me.
I think I was the perfect opportunity to get off Konieczkin's leash.
I wouldn't call it a leash, rather an entanglement.
Trafiłem.
Am I right?
Perhaps.
What are your impressions after meeting our host?
Do you trust no one, or are you just being polite?
I just wanted to know your opinion. If what we are planning here is going to work, you'll have to trust us at some point.
I'm not sure if he's a good Feldchair, but he seems to be an experienced Thaumaturge. And it's not easy for me, but I think I would trust him. Not that I have any choice.
Who is Sarah Rivkin?
You saw my files at Konieczkin's. Sarah Rivkin is none of your business.
All right.
Do you have any other personal questions?
I'll come back later.
Sure.
Pięknie. Nie no, nie chcemy kurde drążyć, nie? Jeszcze zapamięta nam, że drążyliśmy, kurde, i tak dalej, nie? Będziemy tacy wścibscy, nie? Także... Co my tu mamy w ogóle? Kurier warszawski, okej. Co my tu za achievki zgarnęliśmy? Leave the clinic and greet the martial law. Okej. O, jesteśmy tutaj. Stan wojenny, bliska. Poszukiwany.
Intriguing.
Did you manage to solve your healer's case?
I'm working on it.
I see.
Tell me how a Jew, a Tatar, and my father met.
Who first? Choose.
Choose?
Tell me about my father.
I met Stanisław during the January uprising. He was still a bachelor then. We were in the same unit under Traugott.
Were there many Thaumaturges fighting back then?
We didn't flash it around. Besides, we all bleed red. I used to be a frequent visitor to your house, but as time went by, less and less so.
Did something happen?
Just life. Stanisław focused on his family, and I focused on my practice.
Okay.
What about Sofer?
The old rabbi was introduced to me by Stanisław. He was the one who sought to acquaint us with one another. Sofer was a powerful Kabbalist and very respected in his community. He was the one who brought the golem into existence. I didn't get a chance to know him better, as he died shortly after casting that curse.
Do you think that summoning the golem might have been the cause?
No, it was the profusion of cookies he loved so much that killed him.
Czyli cukier.
You treated Sofer. I found a prescription he wrote.
That's true. A hopeless case of an addiction to trivialities. Had we met sooner, he might still be alive.
Tell me about Horowitz's case. How did it impact the coterie?
He was actually the reason it started to fall apart. He was a socialist chemist who knew a lot. There was a risk he would be exposed.
So my father killed him.
Stanisław took the burden of that decision upon himself, reckoning with consequences. He knew the Jewish community would blame him, and Sofer couldn't defy the will of his people. That would compromise him and be the undoing of us all. Stanisław did us a favor. And to socialists as well, I guess.
Okej. Okej. Jakiś inny temacik?
I have some other questions.
Mamy
You
coś?
do?
Tell me about yourself.
I'm afraid your request is too broad. Ask me a more direct question.
Do you come from here?
You're asking if I was born in Warsaw? I only came here after the uprising. My family comes from Vilnius. But my heart beats the same as yours.
Okej.
Tell me more about the Tatars.
My ancestors settled around Vilnius over 600 years ago. Since they were noblemen, we kept our own religion and traditions.
Are you all Muslims?
Are you all Catholics? Everyone lives by their heart. And that's the way it should be.
Elegancko.
Who do you consider yourself to be?
A doctor,
O,
I meant
a nie
who do you
taumaturgiem?
feel like?
a Tatar, a Pole, a servant of Allah. I am all of them. I like to believe that I'm a good man, too. I avoid labeling people, Victor. It leads nowhere.
Okej.
When we first met, you tested me.
I had to know what kind of clay you're made of. Forgive the pun.
I have a feeling I didn't come across well in your eyes. I failed.
All is not lost. We are still talking, aren't we? And what did you think of me back then, if I may ask?
I must say you impressed me, especially considering the fact you look rather...
Old? Experience comes with age. Remember that. Remember also that kindness and gentleness have nothing to do with weakness,
Dokładnie.
and that they cost nothing.
Okej.
I have some other questions.
Go ahead.
Nie mam nic.
I have to go now.
May Allah guide you.
May Allah guide you. Co się tobie? O,
Wasze dokumenty.
nie mam.
Pardon? What don't you understand? Documents.
Je ne parle pas ruski.
It's not enough that he's a magician. He's scum. You'll learn right quick once I give you
To jeszcze Francja, nie myta.
documents. I won't say it again.
Ryadovoy Streltsov, I'll take over. Documents, or are you deaf? Show them to me and you can be on your way.
Why so nervous, officer? If it's papers you want to see, I'll show you. I've nothing to hide.
He's a magician, Captain.
What, am I blind? I can see he's a magician, but he's not the one. Show Harsho. You can go.
Pięknie.
Just watch yourself.
Pięknie.
I'll remember. I won't cause trouble.
I've got my eye on you.
Jedyny, który ma.
Reinforcements are needed on Brzecka. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Tu i tak mamy jeszcze dużo do zebrania pewnie, nie? No, zeszedł to. Co my tu w ogóle mamy? Tu jeszcze generalnie mamy do wpakowania co nieco. Jeszcze to... Dużo tutaj mamy jeszcze. A niestety. Ciutkę czasu nam brakuje, ludziska. Trzeba się troszeczkę przełączyć.